Jim Berger, Phil LaPolice, and Davis Sanchez. This was a brilliant game in the first half. We had no idea what was going to happen in the second, but the one thing that Jim did say, if there is a turnover, that's going to change everything. And lo and behold, the TSN turning point, Lapo, ends up being a turnover in the second half.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to be Captain Obvious and say the team that makes the fewest mistakes win, especially in a close game on the road. Yep. And that's kind of what happened here. Let's set the stage. In the third quarter, there's just under 5 minutes left. It's an 11-11 tie, right? And then Jake throws this interception. He's kind of throwing in between two people here. This interception, after this play, what happens is, Winnipeg gets the ball back. They get a pass interference on a 2nd and long that kept the drive alive, that led to this Rasheed Bailey touchdown here on this pass close to the line of scrimmage. Then a missed field goal, right? You would have given them some 3 points, but then here we go. Greg McCrae, a 182 all-purpose yards, guys. 1 receiving TD, has an outstanding run. I think he runs out of gas here, guys, right?
Yeah,
like
he could go. He could go.
Yeah, he definitely ran out. Down. What happened after this? It should have been a 3 points for Calgary. Ends up 3 points for Winnipeg on that 6-point swing, right? So they can't make those mistakes and beat good teams, guys.
Well, when you get behind Winnipeg in the fourth quarter, you got problems because that's what they're built for. They are built to take the ball, which is exactly what they took the ball on the 13-yard line, and there was 3 or 4 minutes left, and they ran the ball and ran the ball and ran the ball. I think they threw 1 pass in the entire segment. I think there was 10 plays or so, and end up scoring. And that's just what they do. They keep the ball away from them.
Yeah. Hey, you said about being obvious. There's something that's really obvious that we just haven't talked about because it's so darn obvious. And Zach Carleros is the best player in this league, and that again, you talk about mistakes. But also, in the end of the game, in the second half, Zach executed his arm angles, accuracy, and that's a big reason why they capitalized when they needed to. Also, we talk about the Stampeders. They started off, they scored their touchdown, and then after that, it was there's right here, 11 drives, 8 punts, interception, missed field goal. That was complete dominance from this Bombers defense. You saw those the first 2 games. They struggled. 3 games, it was an average of 30 points. They gave up. Winnipeg did. Last 2 games, under 10 points per game, their defense. They had some young guys in their secondary. They're starting to come around. So you couple the MVP and the best quarterback in the game with that defense, and now they're starting to play some good football.
But Calgary came out with the right attitude. They came out and they were going to mash them head to head, and it was a great first half of football because of how physical it was. But then they just lost that in the second half. And then at the end of the game, they took their quarterback out with 2 scores to go with 2 minutes left.
The game wasn't over.
Jim, you should be happy. Your lock of the week.
Lock of the week.
Lock of the week.
You
My
haven't
first
watched
ever
CFL
lock of the
on
night.
TSN panel, by the way. It's a new segment. We just established it this evening, but we'll continue it now because Jim's perfect.